Yo, 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 yo. What up, Comic Sense crowd, community, crew? Shout out to all of the people who are watching live. Again, this is not something that you have to watch live. You can watch it at any point in time in the next 3 week period. And what is this we're talking about? Well, we are talking about Focus. We have another episode of Focus that is Final Order Cutoff Uncanny Spec. This is covering the keys from FOC 10/10 2022. 4 books dropping 3 weeks out. We're going a little bit early today because we got some things to do. That having been said, we're going to get into it. Shout out again to my Comic Sense community, crowd, crew, the core Comic Sense family. You know who you are. We are going to get into it. So then, first things first, not a big week, but as we say always, a big week. You know what we do: keys, specs, first appearances, #1 issues, first cover appearances. That is all we do. That is all that we are going to cover. Hold on. Just want to make sure my mic is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, so that is all we do. We're going to get into it. Our first book, you know what we do? We like to pull up Diamond, go right into it. So here it is. We are going right into Diamond, and our first book is from Aftershock Comics. It is called Fear of a Red Planet. As always, there is a 1 in 15 from Aftershock, and that 1 in 15 is purple triangled up out of there, which means it is gone. Gone, gone, gone. This is your Jeremy Hahn cover of Fear of a Red Planet, the 1 in 15 from Aftershock. Again, back order out of stock. And then we have your cover A by Paul Atsaseta. That is Paul Atsaseta's cover A. And this book is written by Mark Sabo, artist Andrea Olimpieri, cover artist Paul Atsaseta. Mars, 50 years from now, humanity's first Martian colony is no longer self-sustaining. Under the thumb of its corporate mining overlords, the surviving colonists slave away just to pay for resupply rockets from Earth, with little or no hope of returning home. One woman has kept a fragile peace, the UN's first and only interplanetary marshal. A law woman escaping a violent past on Earth, she prides herself on never having fired a shot on Mars. But when she's tasked with solving the murder of the colony's most hated man, her investigation threatens to tear the Red Planet apart. So this book is back order out of stock. It is Fear of a Red Planet #1. She is a marshal who's never fired a shot. Something tells me she'll be firing a shot before this series is done. That is from from Aftershock. Next, from AWA, artists, writers, and artisans. Man, they just keep every year 2 or 3 books. AWA gets option. Keep an eye on AWA. This is Gatsby, #1 from AWA. Gatsby #1 from AWA has 2 covers. It is also back order out of stock. Here is your Priscilla Portraits cover of Gatsby #1. And then we have an Elizabeth Beals cover of Gatsby #1 of 8 from AWA, written by Jeremy Holt, artist Felipe Cunha, cover artist Elizabeth Beals. When middle-class Singaporean student Lu Zhao is invited to spend a summer on Long Island with his rich cousin, Tommy, before attending Columbia University in the fall, his assimilation into the opulent American lifestyle straps him into a collision course fueled by designer drugs, sex, deceit, and murder. Set in present-day Long Island, Gatsby reimagines F. Scott Fitzgerald's classic novel as an LGBTQ-tinged multicultural thriller for the internet age. Back order, not stocked. Don't want to leave any of these AWA books on the table. Gatsby looks to be like one of the books you should pick up. You know what I say? Make your phone calls, call your people, get the book on your pull list. That is what it is. From Boom. 1 book this week. 1, but it is a big one. This is Behold Behemoth #1. There is a local comic. I believe there's a local comic shop day offering. Maybe not. Maybe that's another book. We shall see. So here are your Behold Behemoth books. This is Behold Behemoth #1, your 1 per store. We're going to see if there's a local comic shop there. I believe there is, but there may not be. This is your 1 per store. It is back order, not stocked. Wow, really? Okay, so this is your Nick Robles 1 per store cover. And then we have your 1 in 50 copy incentive done by Andrea Sorrentino, Beholding a Behemoth. Then we have a 1 in 20 copy incentive done by Jeff Lemire. Shout out to Jeff Lemire. And then we have a Jeff Lemire B cover. And a Jeff Lemire A cover. And we also have an FOC reveal cover done by Yannick Paquette. That's a really cool cover. That is your FOC reveal cover. And of course, you have a local comic shop day gatefold variant done by Vincenzo Riccardi. That is your local comic shop day gatefold variant of Behold Behemoth, written by Tate Brownbo, artist, cover artist Nick Robles. House of Slaughter's Tate Brownbo brings his first original series to Boom Studios alongside Red Hot artist Nick Robles. Grayson's world is crumbling following his brother's sudden and mysterious death. His sleepless nights are haunted by vivid nightmares of a terrifying monster, pushing him to the brink of losing both his sanity and his job as a social worker. But he's truly shaken to the core when his newest case, a young orphan girl named Ren, is found at the scene of a brutal murder just hours after meeting Grayson. The line between nightmare and waking life blurs as Grayson soon discovers that the monster from his dreams might just be a real mythical ancient beast that is bringing about the end of the world, with shocking connections to both him and Ren. Back order, not stock. Something tells me this will be going back to print. It is back order, not stock. Make the phone calls. Call the people. Local comic shop day offering. I'm assuming this is going to be a foil gatefold cover because it has a $9.99 price tag. So there is that from Boom. Next, we move on to Image. No. We're going to hit IDW first. We have a new Star Trek book. This is a Star Trek Resurgence #1, following the very cool upcoming video game on PC. Star Trek Resurgence #1. Here is your 1 in 10 copy game incentive. Dramatic Labs is responsible for the cover. Star Trek Resurgence #1. Here is your cover B, done by Malachi Ward. That is a cool cover. I like first appearance covers. Prequel to the Star Trek Resurgence video game. And then you have your cover A, done by Josh Hood. And there is that. Again, a prequel to the video game. On a windswept planet bordering the notoriously hostile Talarian Republic, a scientist on the cusp of developing technology that will revolutionize warp goes missing. The crew of the USS Resolute is tasked with an urgent stealth mission to recover Dr. Leah Brahms and keep her research out of enemy hands. Tune in to the exclusive 5-issue comic prequel to Dramatic Labs' highly anticipated narrative adventure game, Star Trek Resurgence. From Resurgence, lead game writers Dan Martin and Andrew Grant, with art by Josh Hood. This is Star Trek Resurgence. Just want to check something real quick. Want to make sure we didn't miss a preview on Behold Behemoth. Couldn't remember if there was a preview game for that or not. There was not. Okay, so we didn't miss anything. That was Star Trek Resurgence from IDW. Next, from Image Comics, 2 books dropping, actually. We like them both. One, I believe, is going to be a big surprise. Okay, so the first book we have is Hell to Pay, #1 from Image Comics. Tons of covers on this thing. So let's get to it. Let's start off with the incentives. Here is your 1 in 150 copy incentive of Hell to Pay. Original sketch. I'm assuming that will come with a sketch written by Charles Soule, who is also writing 8 Billion Genies. Definitely want to pay attention to that. Then you have your 1 in 100 copy incentive foil. Again, Sliney is being credited with the work on this. Will Sliney. That is your, and then you have your 1 in 50 copy incentive by Mahmoud Asrar. Really cool cover. That is a sharp cover. Then you have your 1 in 25 copy incentive by Mike Del Mundo. And you have your 1 in 10 copy incentive by Will Sliney. It is the horror variant. And then we are going to go to cover C, which is by our favorite cover artist, Blank Sketch. He, she, or they puts in the most work every month. And of course, they're putting in work on this book. Then we come all the way down here to your cover B by Will Sliney. Hell to Pay, cover B by Will Sliney, and cover A. And there is a preview game for this joint by Dave Johnson. This book is written by Charles Soule, artist Will Sliney, cover artist Dave Johnson. The Shrouded College will give you magic, but you'll incur a debt. Until it's paid, you belong to them. Married couple Maya and Sebastian Stone took that deal. They have worked for the college ever since, using their new abilities to track down 666 cursed coins, Quirraq, also known as the Devil's Dollar. Only a few remain. The stones are almost free, but the devil's in the details. Hellboy meets Indiana Jones in this supernatural adventure from Charles Soule of 8 Billion Genies, Undiscovered Country, and Will Sliney of Spider-Man. Back order, not stock. This is on the A cover. Already gone. Pieced up out of there. All of them gone. Make the phone calls. Call the people. They are after the Quirraq or the coins. It is what it is. Here is your preview. Decent coloring on this book. The art is pretty decent. And there you have it. Hell, there will be hell to pay 3 weeks from today if you leave this book on the table. Hell to pay on your collections. If you're collecting for investment, listen, grab these number ones. Grab these independent number ones. The easiest books to option. That is what it is. Chroma. This is a book I'm telling you a lot of people are going to be upset about. Back order, out of stock. I don't know why. I feel like it was under ordered. I don't feel like a lot of people are going to be ordering it because of that cover price of $7.99. This is a nice, thick book. There is a local comic shop day offering for this joint. I have a feeling about this book. I feel like this book is going to be pretty dope. I don't know why the local comic shop day didn't pop up, but we shall see. Here is your 1 in 25 back order, not stocked, of your writer, artist, cover artist, Lorenzo D. Felici. There's the cover. That is the cool 1 in 25 cover. Then you have a 1 in 10 copy incentive by James Herron. And then you have a cover sketch, a blank sketch cover, cover E. That is by Lorenzo D. Well, excuse me. That is by our favorite cover artist, Blank Sketch. Then you have a cover B by James Herron, followed by your cover A by Lorenzo D. Felici. That cover A is really dope. And really quickly, we do have a local comic shop day cover by Lorenzo D. Felici. It is similar to cover A, but without the red overlay. So that is your Chroma number 1 by Lorenzo D. Felici, writer, artist, all of that. Cover artist, the whole nine. Back order, not stock. In prison in a tower within the walls of the Pale City, Chroma is believed to be the most evil creature alive. But a chance meeting with the mysterious orphan Zet creates an opportunity for Chroma to escape her cruel, that is, if they can survive the strange dangers within the city walls and the monstrous threats that lie beyond. So writer-artist Lorenzo D. Felici creates a breathtaking adventure like none other, filled with strange creatures, unparalleled beauty in a colorful world unlike anything ever seen in comics. Back order, out of stock across the boards on everything. I love the interiors. Looked at them last night. Really love the interiors. Really feel some type of way about this book. Really feel like from a retail perspective, I feel like a lot of retailers left this book on the table. Make phone calls. Call people. Tell them we want this book. If you got a couple copies of it, pull me a copy. Make sure you have at the very least the A cover. You know how we feel about A covers. All things being equal, you want cover A. All things are equal, get cover A. That was Image Comics. Next from Mad Cave, we have a book called Nature's Labyrinth. Just one book dropping from Mad Cave. This is Nature's Labyrinth number 1. What are we doing? Do they want me to spell it a different way? All right. Well, we have a book called Nature. It's not spelled with an I. It's spelled with. We have a book called Nature's Labyrinth dropping from Mad Cave. Let me see if I throw a Mad Cave up in here if we can come up with something. Alrighty. Mad Cave Studios. All right. Let's take out Labyrinth and just go with Nature and see. See if they're going to hook us up. So I didn't do anything wrong. They just decided they didn't want to pull it up. But here it is. Nature's Labyrinth, number 1 from Mad Cave Studios. This is your Philia Bratukin cover. Nature's Labyrinth #1, Mad Cave Comics, has one cover written by Zach Thompson, artist Bailey Underwood, cover artist Filia Bratukin. In the middle of the ocean lies a remote island complex lined with traps in an ever-changing landscape. Created by a mysterious man known only as Ahab, the island was designed to test the wills of the world's most notorious criminals. In a battle royal style game, 8 violent felons will fight for survival until the death over the course of 3 days of relentless action. The winner receives a wealth of riches and complete anonymity, but at the cost of keeping their silence about the island's existence. What Ahab doesn't know is that someone is on him. Someone has infiltrated his island with the intention of revealing the truth about his twisted game. Back order, out of stock, Nature's Labyrinth. Here is your preview game. 8 violent criminals. Battle Royal. The art is really cool. This is really fresh, crisp art. So we're going to see who makes it out of Nature's Labyrinth. When we cop this book in 3 weeks, we're going to see. Let me go ahead and get Mad Cave up out of there. All right. So next we have from Scout, 2 books dropping from Scout Comics. One is called Bones of the Gods. Uh-oh. Really? Is this what we doing? Bones of the Gods, huh? We have your 1 in 10 copy unlockable incentive that is done by Mauricio Mello. Really sharp colors, almost Tamara Bond villain-esque on those colors. And then we have your cover A done by Mauricio Mello. Written by Brendan Deneen, cover artist Mauricio Mello, back order, not stock. Scout launches its latest high fantasy title 20 years after an epic battle between the world's 2 gods. Civilization has reemerged from the ashes of that confrontation. The gods destroyed each other during the epic fight. They shattered bones, raining down below. It's said that these bone shards contain incredible power, if you can find one, if they even really exist. Esper Haddon is 16 years old and frustrated with her life. She's the daughter of a protective warrior turned farmer, but she wishes for anything exciting to happen. However, after she discovers the bone of a god buried on her farm and dark forces come hunting for her, she may soon regret that wish. This is Bones of the Gods #1. The gods' bones are scattered all over the earth. Civilization has reemerged. Something happens when you have these bones. Power, what have you. She finds one. What time is it? Sounds really cool. I don't even mean what time is it. I mean, that's what time it is. Bones of the Gods, #1, coming from Scout. Another book dropping from Scout this week is Impossible Jones, Naughty or Nice. Impossible Jones. Here is your Impossible Jones, Naughty or Nice, #1. Where are we at? Why do I got Nice House on the Lake up in here? Why would these DC books be up in here on Diamond? All right, we're going to take out Naughty or Nice and #1, and we're just going to go with Impossible Jones because they're playing games with me today. Impossible Jones, #1, Naughty or Nice. We have 2 covers, and here is your cover B, done by David Hahn. Cover B, Impossible Jones, Naughty or Nice. Very, very, very cool cover. And then we have your Impossible Jones, Naughty or Nice, cover A. Also done by David Hahn. You remember how hard it was to get Impossible Jones when it was supposed to drop last year. Written by Carl Kessel, cover artist David Hahn. A very special holiday special. Holidays threatens to blow up the city, forcing Imp to play hero just as she's planning her own holiday heist. And Imp thought they were friends. Added bonus, a seasonal Even Steven story where his insistence that everything be equal is tested when he receives an anonymous gift and returning the gesture is, well, impossible. Back order, not stocked on all of these impossible. It's just what it is with this book. It was a very hot book. Impossible Jones, when it dropped, doesn't ship on time, as those who are retailers and have to order books may well know. Ships months and months and months. Listen, we ordered that thing in 2021 and it didn't drop till. So anyway, that is Impossible Jones, Naughty or Nice, coming from Scout. Next, from Marvel Comics, and there are several DC offerings that I will kind of briefly rush over really quick, like Batman, Joker, Deadly Duel #1. Batman Urban Legends #1 is going to get you the first appearance of a bunch of kids who go to the Arkham Academy, which is similar to Teen Titans Academy. Superman 75 Special Edition, reprinting the death of Superman, and Sword of Azrael #14 is going to get you a first full and cover appearance. Those are books you want to check out from DC Comics really quickly. Not going to open up Lunar because Lunar is tripping today, or I would have opened it up. So we're going to move right into Marvel, and I'll cover those books again. I will cover those books again, but Lunar's just kind of acting funny today. So now we're gonna hit Marvel. Marvel's got a ton of key books this week too. First things first, man, we're gonna hit Axe Judgment Day Omega #1 because it's the end of Judgment Day and we just kind of want to do that. Come on, man. Diamond, you gotta do better than this, bro. You just gotta do better than this, Diamond. Let's see. AXE, perhaps? We're going to figure it out. Axe Judgment Day. How about we do that? That's it. So, you're really going to trip on Judgment Day. All right, let's see what Marvel has to offer. Marvel, PRH, because Penguin Random House, and we get nothing. Axe Judgment Day. How about if we just put in Omega? All right, here we go. We should get it. One of these things, because there's only 2 pages, one of these things, and here we go. Axe Judgment Day Omega #1. There is a 1-in-25 incentive ratio by Alan Davis. That is your 1-in-25. Remember his pencils on Clandestine and Uncanny X-Men 213. Really cool artwork on that cover. And then here is your Lozano variant. Alexander Lozano kills the crap. He murdered this cover. And then you have your Peach Momoko Axe Judgment Day Omega #1. It is written by Kieran Gillen, artist Guyu Villanova, cover artist Peach Momoko. The fallout of Judgment Day is felt. After events, we make promises. Nothing will ever be the same again. For the Eternals, it's a lie. It's always the same and always will be. However, in the wake of Judgment Day, they discover what is truly eternal. This is the end of Judgment Day. It's done, finished, finito. Judgment Day is over, and it ends with Omega #1. Amazing Spider-Man 13. This is a book. Pause. You want to go grab. I'm telling you now. Make sure you have Amazing Spider-Man #13. This is going to get you a major first appearance. First appearance that is going to matter. Tons of covers on this thing. There is a dynamic forces option as well. Here is your Beyond cover, paying homage to that old school Craven's Last Hunt cover. Really, really cool cover. Spider-Man in an outfit unlike you've seen before because it is the Beyond cover. Here is your Stegman Extreme variant by Ryan Stegman. And of course, it is a very Rob Liefeld-esque with all of the pouches, different type of uniform because it is extreme. And by the way, for those who wanted to know, the Beyond variant is done by Daryl Mandrake. Amazing Spider-Man #13, cover A, done by John Romita Jr. That is your John Romita Jr. cover A. And then we have your Francesco Mobili Local Comic Shop Day variant. Just giving my man a fist bump. And what is this thing about? Why do you want this book? Make sure you have this book. Make sure you get this book. Written by Zeb Wells, artist, cover artist, John Romita Jr. Hobgoblin's story comes to a chilling end, and no one is going to be rocked harder by it than Norman Osborn. Witness the birth of the Gold Goblin. What does this mean for a Freedom Neighborhood Spider-Man? Witness the birth of the Gold Goblin. Witness the birth of the Gold Goblin. This is why we say, retailers, if you are speccing and you are only only using key collector for Spec. It is not Spec. It is disrespect. So many other things go into it. Simply open up, click the link when you're ordering, read the synopsis, come to some conclusions, educated guesswork, whatever the case may be. Read the synopsis. Witness the birth of the Gold Goblin! Exclamation point. Need I say more? Gold Goblin is getting his own series later this year. Witness the birth. Gold Goblin #1 goes on FOC next week. It's on FOC right now. Witness the birth of the Gold Goblin. Avengers number 62. This particular run of Avengers has been hot. Tons of first appearances. Tons and tons of first appearances. What this means for collectability down the line, who knows? I'll tell you what it means to me. It means don't leave them on the table. This is one of the current run of Avengers since I want to say like 55 or 53. Don't leave it on the table. Here is your Mike McCone cover. And next we have your Javier Garrone cover. Written by Jason Aaron, artist Ivan Fiorelli, cover artist Javier Garrone. History's mightiest heroes conclusion. The Avengers' epic quest through the darkest, weirdest corners of time come to an end with an issue that focuses on the prehistoric forefather of all things dark and weird in Marvel history, Earth's very first Sorcerer Supreme. Prepare to see all of history through the eyes of Agamotto. You want this book. Earth's very first Sorcerer Supreme, Agamotto. Listen, you want the book. You want all of these books that were dropping these old school Avengers throughout time. Dope characters, your star brand kids and your Phoenix. Listen, you want these books. Next, we have Black Panther, Unconquered, a very cool new book that is supposed to be very reader friendly. We shall see. We have a couple covers. We have your Ryan Stegman variant featuring a Black Panther type Daredevil type thing. Really cool. That is your Ryan Stegman variant. And then here is your A cover, even a Dynamic Forces option. This is Ken Lashley's A cover, written by Brian Edward Hill, artist Alberto Fulch Duarte. Cover artist Kim Lashley. New reader-friendly one-shot. T'Challa faces a challenge unlike anything Wakanda has ever seen before in this all-new epic one-shot by Brian Edward Hill. This is interesting, right? T'Challa faces a challenge unlike anything Wakanda has ever seen before. Maybe you want to pick this book up. This is pure speculation at its finest. This is what we do. Unlike anything ever seen before. Maybe it's something, maybe it's nothing, something to be considered. Pick it up. Next, Fantastic Four #1. Yes, a bunch of covers. Yes, I didn't put in new Fantastic Four. Come on, man. You can make this very simple. I just said Fantastic Four #1. I got to go through the life stories. I got to go through Reckoning War. I got to go through all these things just to get to the new Fantastic Four road trip. Just go in order of Fantastic Four Antithesis. Like, this is old. I guess we have this to do this morning, because there are a ton of covers on this book. All right, here we go. Finally. No, there's a 1 in 400, a 1 in 200, a 1 in 100. So we're going to get to them all. We're going to skip to this page. All right. Here we go. We're going to start here with our blank sketch variant done by Blank Sketch. That is Fantastic Four #1, blank sketch. Then we're going to move up to our Todd Nauck headshot. That is the Todd Nauck headshot. Here is your 1 in 50 copy incentive, homage to Jack Kirby. Then you have your Coelho. I'm just going to go in order of how they're listed because it's on 2 pages. That is your Coelho variant. And then we have an Alex Ross variant. Very cool. Alex Ross always puts his face on all of these characters. And then you have your Noto Extreme variant. It took the cartoon and made it extreme. And I don't see the 1 in 400. Here it is. Here is your 1 in 25 Art Adams variant featuring the Thing. Then you have a 1 in 400 copy incentive by Frank Miller. That is your 1 in 400. And then your 1 in 100 by J. Scott Campbell. I believe your 1 in 200 is also by J. Scott Campbell. And your 1 in 200 retro anniversary variant is absolutely by J. Scott Campbell, the retro style. And then you have your regular J. Scott Campbell anniversary variant. Lots of covers on this thing. And then you have your Alex Ross cover B. And your standard cover A done by Alex Ross. That is Fantastic Four #1. Written by Ryan North, artist Iban Coelho, cover artist Alex Ross. Whatever happened to the Fantastic Four? It's the start of a new era for the Fantastic Four, and they're already in a ton of trouble. Something has gone terribly wrong in New York, and the Thing and Alicia are traveling across America to escape it. But when they stop in a small town for the night and wake up the morning before they arrived, they find themselves caught in a time loop that's been going on since before they were born. That's been going on since before they were born. That's been going on since before they were born. Fantastic Four meets Groundhog Day, starting in Fantastic Four #1. Next, you already know, we're going to talk about it. We like reprints when you are priced out of the market on that #1 issue, priced out of the market on that first appearance. In many cases, the alternatives are reprints or first solo titles. Priced out of the market on that first solo title, #1 issue. In many cases, we identify trends before they become trends around here at Comic Sense. The trend is reprints, facsimile editions, true believers on books that you are priced out of the market on. This is New Mutants 98 facsimile edition dropping from Marvel. So there is a Dynamic Forces option that is back order out of stock. Then there's 2 Dynamic Forces options. Wow, the one dropping in 2023 is already out of stock. Dynamic Forces Facsimile Edition, CGC graded. And then there's another one dropping in December. So here it is. This is your new edition. This is the original edition, dropped in 2019. We're getting another one in 2022. I'm assuming it will be slightly different. If you are a completionist, you want them both. This having been said, it is the standard cover, Rob Liefeld art, the whole 9. You know what time it is. Written by Rob Liefeld, artist Fabian Nicieza, artist Rob Liefeld. The dynamic debut of Deadpool. It's the beginning of the end for the New Mutants as Cable continues his reinvention of the squad into his own paramilitary force. But their numbers are dwindling, and Richter's about to be the next one making his exit. Meanwhile, Deadpool makes his entrance, but he's not looking to join. He's been hired to kill Cable with swords, guns, a healing factor, and an unstoppable mouth. This merc is set to make a big splash. But who is the new mystery woman riding to the rescue? Cable called, she came, Interdomino. Prepare for high-octane mutant action from the bombastic 1990s. It's one of the all-time great Marvel comic books, boldly represented in its original form, ads and all, reprinting New Mutants number 98 from 1983. No. New Mutants is from 1983. New Mutants number 98 is by no means from 1983. That having been said, New Mutants number 98, reprinting the first appearance of Deadpool and the first appearance of Gideon and the first appearance of Vanessa Carlyle posing as Domino. Next, we got a really cool book I am excited for. Sabretooth and the Exiles, #1. Come on, brody. This is what we're doing. I'm going to do this little ampersand. You don't even want me to do the ampersand, huh? Man, Marvel, y'all are tripping today. Like, really tripping on these titles today. All right. We just gonna go Sabretooth. See what we get. Marvel is not working with us today, people. Sabretooth and Exiles. And Exiles? Come on, bruh. That's what it is. All right, so we have Sabretooth and Exiles. Number 1, a 1 in 25 copy incentive. This is your Maria Wolf variant. Not necessarily, not particularly a fan of that, but it's your 1 in 25. It is what it is. Here is your Kasara variant, done by Joshua Kasara. Old school Sabretooth outfit, not the original outfit, but come on, it's time for an update, homie. It is time for an update, and here's your cover A by Ryan Stegman. It is written by Victor Lavelle, artist Leonard Kirk, cover artist Ryan Stegman. Sabretooth takes his destiny into his own clawed hands. The powers that be condemn Sabretooth to the pit for breaking the rules of Krakoa, but now he's free and ready to show the world you can't keep Victor Creed down. Even as the exiles from Krakoa speed along in hot pursuit. A new chapter in the fan-favorite saga begins in brutal fashion, but when Dr. Barrington gets her hooks in Creed, he'll be lucky to survive the first issue. Victor Lavelle and Leonard Kirk return for this unforgettable installment in the chronicles of one of Marveldom's most vicious mutants. This is Sabretooth and the Exiles, number 1, dropping from Marvel Comics. Next, we have a very cool book. I'm going to continue to push this book very hard. You should have this book on your pull list. It is the Adjectiveless Spider-Man series. Why? Because it is genuinely the spiritual continuation of the Edge of Spider-Verse. We know the Spider-Verse ended, or the Edge of Spider-Verse line ended, called End of the Spider-Verse, in the most recent Edge of the Spider-Verse stories. All of these stories, everything that was laid, all the foundations that were laid down are picked up upon. They are followed up on in this series. True spiritual successor to Spider-Man Edge of Spider-Verse, written by the Edge of Spider-Verse dude himself, Dan Slott. So we know what time it is on these books. We know that the villain from Edge of Spider-Verse will be up in this book. We know that tons of new characters will be up in this book. We know many of the characters that dropped in the most recent Edge of Spider-Verse series will be in this book. There is a local comic shop date option and a 1 in 25. Here is your 1 in 25 Humberto Ramos incentive featuring Spider-Woman of Spider-Man number 2. And then we have your Extreme variant done by Ivan Shavrin. That is your Extreme variant. Followed, I'm going to skip to your local comic shop day variant by Francesco Mobili. And then we have your cover A done by Mark Bagley. And it is written by Dan Slott, and there's Shathra right there on the cover. Written by Dan Slott, cover artist Mark Bagley. The End of the Spider-Verse rages on. See what they did there? Exactly what I just told you. After the tragedy of the first issue, our spider heroes try to make a plan against Morlun, but Morlun isn't their only problem. Shathra is back and more powerful than last time she nearly cured Peter and Ezekiel. Last time, Peter tricked Shathra, and she said plenty of time to plan his death and the death of all spiders. This is Spider-Man number 2, continuing the Spider-Verse. And in my opinion, a book that is going to be the biggest book of this particular new comic book day period. Star Wars, The High Republic, number 1. As you all know, everybody should have Star Wars High Republic on their pull list, period, point and blank. Tons of keys, probably the future of Star Wars on television. That is what it is. Here is your Star Wars. I'm sorry, this isn't number 1. This is number 2. Number 1, we already had, comes out this week. We know that there are big drops in that book. Big drops in number 1. At least 12 first appearances. First appearances of Jedi Vildar Mac. First appearances of Tay Sirik. First appearances of tons of people. Here is, I'm going to switch. I'm going to just go to all because I want to show you the incentive and both covers. There are 2 covers and a 1 in 25 copy incentive. Here is your 1 in 25 copy incentive. It is your Rod Rice variant of Star Wars High Republic, number 2. And then we have your Stott Rachel Stott variant. And we have your cover A done by Ariel Anindito. That is cover A. Star Wars High Republic, number 2, written by Kavan Scott, of cover artist Ariel Anindito. Death strikes on Jeddah. A Jedi lies dead in an ancient shrine. Another one on the trail of the murder. Who is using ancient force powers on the streets of the holy city, and why are sacred relics going missing? And why do all roads lead to the Temple of the Wii? Star Wars High Republic, number 2, a book everybody should have on their pull list. That is what it is. Shout out to Yaneri King. Shout out to J-Pop. Shout out to Peter Maresca. Shout out to everyone that got up very early to jump on and watch. Again, we are going to be going earlier for the time being because duty calls during the day on Tuesdays now. So we'll probably go about 6, a little before, maybe 6, around that time. At any rate, I want to encourage everybody. Let me throw up our little banner, which I didn't throw up today. I want to encourage everyone to like and follow Comic Sense on Facebook. Join our Comic Sense Facebook group. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us at Comic Sense on Instagram. And find us on the Twitter. That is what it is. This has been another episode of Focus, Final Order Cutoff, Uncanny Spec. I am Issue X. This is a Comic Sense Shut Up-ish production, and I'm going to go ahead and shut up.